Hello everyone, welcome back to AI Tech One. My name is Sumit, and today we are going to talk about one very interesting topic in Salesforce Agentforce, that how are we going to access the agent using ScreenFlow. So if you are working with Salesforce Agentforce, then this video is going to save a lot of time of yours. So in this tutorial, I will be going to show you that how to invoke an agents directly from a ScreenFlow using the run agent action. So before we proceed, if you are new to this channel and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe my channel. You can visit the channel. In this channel, I have prepared a lot of videos on servers, on different operations of Salesforce. In one of my video, I have explained that how do we use AWS S3 data inside Agentforce, and we have already created one like I've already created one video on Salesforce Agentforce, that how do we extract the details from an uploaded image using ScreenFlow, and how do we embed a flow in Salesforce in how do we embed a prompt in ScreenFlows. So this one we have done. So in one of my video, I have what I have done. I have prepared one video that we will be going to upload an image in our screen flow, and that image from that image we'll be going to extract the image. We'll be going to extract the details, and for that we'll be using a flex prompt template. So this is the same example where I can upload a file, where I can upload an image. This is the one where I can upload an image, and then I can post my prompt here. I can enter my prompt, and when I enter my prompt, so it will extract the details from that image based on my prompt. So this I have done, but in this case, in order to do this, we'll be using prompt builder. But now today we are going to see that how do we invoke an agent directly from the screen flow. And for this, I will be going to use employee agent. I'm not going to use the service agent. I will be going to use an employee agent. So by the end of this video, you will be going to learn what is run agent, how do we configure it, how do we build a screen flow, and then we will be going to test it. So let's try to understand what is run agent. So basically, run agent, it was introduced in Salesforce, and it's an element added directly inside the Salesforce Flow Builder in order to invoke an agent. So let me show you how are we going to do this. And for this, the first is make sure that you have your agent ready and activated. So you can see I have created one agent for this is my employee agent. I have created a couple of agents here. So that's my employee agent, and it is activated. I have already activated it. And in this agent, I added a couple of sub agents for currency conversion in order to in order to convert a currency from one currency to and convert an amount from one currency to another currency, or some global information access or opportunity management. For example, if I would like to fetch the stage of an opportunity. So in opportunity management, see, there are certain actions like opportunity stage and action flow to add a new account record. So these are the two actions I have embedded into this. So the similar agent I will be going to invoke in my screen flow. So how are we going to do this? How do we invoke this agent from our screen flow using run agent? And then finally, we will be going to embed that flow on our screen. So let's begin. The first thing is we'll switch to flows, and we will be going to create a new flow. And the flow which I will be going to create, the flow type will be screen flow, because we will be going to get input from user. So we let user to enter a prompt. Okay. So user will enter a prompt, and that prompt we will be pass on to our agent with the help of run agent element. So I click on new flow. So from here, I select screen automation. Screen automation and screen flow. Now in this screen flow, the first thing I will be going to do is I will be going to create one screen. So I just add a screen element and label this as input screen. And input is screen. I'll configure header, uncheck show header, and in the footer, I don't want previous pause, and instead of finish, I label this as uh, get response, get response, and I just add one input field as a text one. It's a long text area, so I want to use that to enter a prompt. So I just write enter a prompt and required. This is our input screen. Now from this screen, I want to invoke this flow. So in order to do that, when I click here, you can see we are getting a new element here called run agent. So what is run agent? It used to create or use an agent for agents to dynamically handle the task from within the Salesforce flows. So I click on run agent and run agent. So which there's a copilot for Salesforce, and you can see copilot for Salesforce. Basically, it invoked this one only, Agentforce default. And how do we validate this? Agentforce default. This is called copilot for Salesforce. So if I'll go back, it will be going to invoke this only, copilot for Salesforce, and status, it is active. And if you see, there's an option. So how do we verify whether this will be the same agent or not? Because we may have multiple agents, but right now there is only one employee agent, so by default it will open this agent only. But just in case if we want to verify this, so what you can do, you can click on view in Agentforce, and when I click on view in Agentforce, it will open the same agent for me. That means I'm on the right track. I've selected the correct agent. Or if you want, we can create an agent here also. If we can create a new employee agent directly from here also. But at this point of time, I will be using an existing one. So this is the one I select and just write here, invoke agent from flows. Description if you want. So it's up to you if you want to add any description. So that's fine. Now the next thing is, as you can see here, we have to get the input values. So input values means agent request. So a question or the request to send to the agent that generate the output for this action. So in our case, on input screen, we have created one text, and the label is the API name is enter a prompt. So the same prompt or the same resource I'll pass here. So I click insert resource, input screen, and enter a prompt. So this enter a prompt pass here. Now, what is a session ID? Session ID basically it is used to send agent responses. And let's suppose if we have multiple agents and multiple responses, so it will help to send the response to the correct agent. So this we are going to cover in our later videos. Then there's a configure structure output. So configure structure output means save this flow, then define what field you want agent to return so that you can use the output layer in the flow. So what I'll do, let me save this flow, and I write here screen flow to invoke an agent and save this. So if you want, we can configure this, but I'm skipping this right now. This is voice call ID. Now here we have an option called view output response. So view output response means if I check this box, so you can see the agent responses, session ID, structure. So agent response means when we invoke this agent, so agent will respond back. So that response we store into one variable. So I'm going to do one thing. Let me create one new resource variable, and I just write here where agent response, data type as text, and I keep it as available for output. And this variable I'll use here where agent response. So whatever the response returned by the agent, that response will be stored into this agent response. That's all we have to do. We have to do only this much. Let's save this. Now, once we invoke this flow, once we run the flow, we will make a prompt. We'll enter a prompt. That prompt will pass to the agent. Agent will perform an operation, and then it will send a response back to the screen flow. So, how are we going to display the result or the response to the user? For that, I will be using another screen. I create another screen, and I write here output screen, and I don't want any header, and for footer I don't want pause, I don't want previous, finish is fine. And in order to display the response, I use display text, and I just write here agent response. And in this agent response, what is the response? So I click insert response and invoke agent from flow. Okay, so we have to get the response, and the response we have stored into a variable actually, where agent response. So I click where agent response. So whatever the response, that response will be displayed here. We click done, and now it's time to test it. So I click save this, and in this there is a currency conversion agent. So what I'll do, I click on run. I click on run. And what do we do? I will be going to make a request. So for example, if I say hello and I write here, I just made a prompt here, convert 100 USD to INR. So when we convert 100 USD to INR, so did we get the response? Let's see. The amount gets converted or not. You can see the amount gets converted 9,661.38 rupees. If I enter the same response here, if I'll copy the same response, if I'll copy the same prompt and paste it in my, so here we have to enter a prompt, right? Convert 100 USD to INR, click get response. It will take some time to process because the prompt will be sent to the agent will execute, and then it will send the response back to the flow. So here is the prompt, here is the response. So actually the response we received from the agent, it's in the form of JSON. So what we can do, we can create some Apex classes to deserialize this JSON, because there is no way that we can deserialize the JSON or the JSON response in flows. So for that, we can use an Apex class to deserialize this and extract the specific information from it. For example, we can create an Apex class, and because our target is this, I can extract the response from this total conversion rate. But the problem here is why we can't do that. Like definitely we can do that, but what's the problem? Why I am not talking about that right now? Because if I write here, let's say if I'll just write here, uh, get me stage stage for an opportunity stage for an opportunity edge SLA. And when I click on get response, let's see. When I click get response, so this time you can see the response will be different. You can see here it is output. Although we are getting the output, but in previous one it was conversion value. This is output. So this variable might create a problem. So like this way, we have to create multiple Apex classes, and based on the response, we have to decide what will be the output variable here, and according to that, we can invoke that. So that is a little complex thing. So let's not go deep into that one. But as you can see, it might possible in coming updates. Salesforce might come up with a solution where we can easily handle the response, or we can easily extract the response, only the exact value from the response, like the way we used to do whenever we make an integration operations in sales from the flows in Salesforce. So that's how this whole operation works. So basically, let's quickly discuss the behind the scene. What happened? The user open a screen flow, execute the agent. The agent will invoke the agent force. Action take place, and the response will be displayed back. The response will be displayed back to the on the screen on the flow screen to the user. So in this video, we'll learn what the run agent feature is, how do we configure it inside a screen flow, how do we invoke an agent, and how to display the AI response. So if you are learning Salesforce Agentforce, this is one of the most important feature of Master, because it allows you to combine flow automation with AI-driven conversation. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, leave your questions in the comments, subscribe to the AI Tech One for more videos on different technologies with Salesforce, Agentforce, Apex, LWCs, and AI tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Goodbye.